It's April 22nd, 2022. I've heard today so far being referred to as Orthodox Day. I've heard it referred to as Earth Day. Earth Day. I've seen it on the local grid locked schedule of, I think it was the Sons of Italy had one. I believe Boys Town and the USA Project in America, the beautiful USA, did not have Earth Day on the calendar. So, with that being said, this is what the square pattern is still when I walked on the avenue. It is what is displayed on my metro rail, or they call it rail line, I think. They call it metro somewhere, but it's an above-ground railway. And then on top of one of the financial institutions that still has it. So I'm still reporting with that one for the health issues. I don't know I mentioned yesterday something about a purple bed, or purple, I think it was just purple something. It was just referred to as the color purple, but it had the squishing and the pressure of some kind of animal on the top that is interfering with whatever in this whatever. I then look, there's a movie. I did not see the first one, did not see the second one, but apparently in the Century 20, year 19, they came out with a movie called Jumanji. Ele Majudu. But they came out with Jumanji. So I'm watching it, and it's funny how some of the characters in this video game piece look like pieces I've met around these parts. Very clearly could be actors that are whatever. Don't know though, FX being what it is over here, and I think it had the name of Colombia, and then it has NY. Oh, wait, no, they go by Sony in the local area. And again, this is where, I don't know, New York State might differ from Empire State, might differ from Big Apple. Not quite sure. But I'm watching, and they're talking about camels. Go figure. And they're doing some rendition here. It's also these Hollywood actors. There was also a scene just previous to this where there's the, I guess, half-naked hot girl that Hollywood loves to exploit on one side. Fit as a fiddle, like very gymnast, very stunt, it's acrobatic, but acrobatic in like a martial arts kind of a way, which is totally impressive. And then there's which is how I really miss being, by the way. And then there's the other one, which is how I feel right now, which is very Jack Black in this particular movie, which he, in his safari, is having a little bit of trouble with his body movements, and they wound up going into this green lake, and they switch bodies momentarily with some electric stuff, and now the out of shape and really, but they're video game they're avatars, and they know that they're in a video game. They switch bodies, and all of a sudden he's like, this is fantastic. Yeah, so I don't know why it doesn't seem unusual when Hollywood seems to explain things. But when the real live humans in this area try to make a connection between a visual that Hollywood already threw out and what's going on in the actual area, I don't know why that might ever become a problem. I mean, they're communicating that somebody knows there's a problem with some private story. They're helping, I feel, in marking the air with the whatever that then has to be read. But I hear Jack Black and I hear whoever the actress is very clearly. And I feel in my real life the way that scene played out with just, it's like you don't know when it happens. I mean, it's not as significant as entering a body of glowing green water with electricity and then coming out and all of a sudden being in this different body. Theoretically, like if you're not cognizant of it, I mean, it creeps up over time, these little devastating effects into this whatever. But in real world terms, on the ground around where my feet are, if it's like a lily pad, which I'm going to use that word for the moment, since I've met two different Ninas and whatever. So if it was a lily pad and I'm standing on this lily pad and for some reason the ground electric on the ground on the floor on this shape at the bottom of where my feet are, as I stand or as I try to walk through space, like fruit fly space, there is something wrong with the amount of charge that my feet are encountering as my calcaneus to terra firma is interacting. It's so damaging at this point, and I don't know who's involved, that my lymphatic system, my blood pipe system of carrying life-sustaining effects, my central nervous system or auxiliary nervous system is being slightly affected. At times, brainwave function is having trouble receiving in a timely fashion. But it's something going on that I feel is purposely targeted for one reason or another based on where advancements elsewhere have gotten. And it's a charge at my feet level that as my body is trying to make this circle of life and this passage of fluid and timing and so on and so forth, the magnetic pull, an impulse of where the feet are is in some kind of damaging position where my knees are starting to swell up. My heart, I'm having a hard time catching my breath, but it has to do with lymphatic, it has to do with absorption, it has to do with metabolic. There's a whole lot of biomatrices involved, but it comes at the feet at times for one level of physiology with my anatomy, and at other times it's the theoretical purple space or zone just above the head that has some kind of double compression going on, which puts undue pressure, which knocks out the lily pad area by the feet. That's the best way I can explain it at the moment. So this is interesting. It says Jumanji next level.
We should get going.
What happened?
My grandpa beat up 45 strangers for no reason, and now that woman's husband is trying to kill him. Is that the desert fruit?
Yeah, it's a Jumanji berry and it weighs like 100 pounds.
My grandpa will carry it. We should get out of here. Come on, Grandpa.
I should make note that the very light-skinned Asian woman-looking person refers to this very dark African-looking person as her grandpa. Again, in human, it's just as confusing as in Hollywood.
I could take him.
What? What are you talking about? We escaped.
I said I could take him. Eddie.
No, Rabbi Eddie, that's switchblade!
I'm telling you, there's a time in life when you run. Then there's a time in life, like right now, where you stare. Yeah! Yeah!
Nice shot, switchblade!
But because you don't want to whatever category of things that are not in my daily whatever, POWMIA, they reappeared. So there was one shot, it got hit, and then all of a sudden they're back. And they move on.
What?
Linguistics. You can talk to animals.
When gravity works right and you have the proper machine, it is just amazing how fluid the movement looks.
Here, Camel. Come on, let's go.
They are proud and majestic animals, aren't they? Oh, you're welcome.
Did you, were you just talking to them? Press your menu, it's right here. Linguistics. You can talk to animals.
Yes, it appears that I speak camel.
Can you ask them to, like, come with us and be...
Excuse me. They're willing to talk. They want to know what's in it for them and how much luggage we have. Will you look at...
What I found interesting was that character was in a Boy Scout uniform, or Eagle Scouts. I don't know in the local area who's allowed to call whom what. And then there's something called Cub Scouts.
I mean, what am I supposed to do with this?
You read the map?
I don't want to read the map. I'm supposed to be her. Instead, there's actual hair growing out of my face. Sorry. All bodies are beautiful, even this one.
Wait a second. Yeah! Oh! This is amazing!
Careful. Fridge.
Yo! This thing is insane!
Be careful. That body is not a toy.
No, it's a machine. And on top of that, boobs.
Touch my boobs and I will murder you.
Too late. It was literally the first thing I did.
Ew. Hey, don't do that. Let's take this Jumanji berry and go meet them.
Relax, girl. I'm trying that flying acrobat thing you did.
Don't.
Check this out.
We have the berry. It's not necessary. Wait. Fritz, be careful. I am telling you that body's a weapon.
Whoa.
You don't even know what it's capable of.
This is amazing!
That body's a loaded gun.
Yeah, and this gun's about to go off.
Oh my God. Fritz! Come here.
Oh, God! Stop it!
I got you.
up like that every morning. I'm like, fuck!
That was awful. I hate being the map guy.
Let's get out of here.
Switchblade!
Is it the map guy or the fat guy? Because I really hate being the fat whatever this is.
There he is! Bravestone! I told you to stay the hell away from my wife!
We got company.
What did you do?
All right, guys. This is the moment. We need you now. They said that we can get away out the back door.
Are you talking to that camel?
Yes. That's Lucille and Hank and Jeffrey's in the back.
Hey!
Hey,
We should get going.
what happened?
My grandpa beat up 45 strangers for no reason, and now that woman's husband is trying to kill him. Is that the desert fruit?
Yeah, it's a Jumanji berry and it weighs like a...
What I find very interesting is that there's someone's grandson who married someone that looks like the whatever in this picture. Let's go back for a second. See the name Jumanji. Things that other people know might not be allowed to talk about. That gets confusing. That's the Jumanji fruit tree. Oh.
Switch. Blade?
That's his weakness. I love you, Dr. Bravestone.
And whose wife does that look like? That is just so interesting, because I'm here. I look like the facade outside of the Supreme Court building. Minerva's there, some of the Greek references to my kind in this whatever stone. And then there's also some European and elsewhere mentions of the family estate. And then there's a whole lot of people disappearing or that are doing things and moving things but are not interacting with what I got going on in New York, which is Empire State and the Big Apple. And then there's the whole Washington, D.C. to my 6 hours south. There's some, not Bermuda Triangle, although that's out over the water somewhere, over by like an archipelago. But I do have 2 delta symbols for very important purpose in whatever needs to be done. And there seems to be a whole lot of storyline that goes on where people owe other people whatever, and I've been kept out of it, and yet I'm being harmed by artificial process, let's call it, since it's not natural. And so I don't know how to fix my situation with all of this going on in some telenovela. Like love stories, they love drama. Right, yeah. You missed me completely on that. But it's here. Hollywood's playing it out. I know there's purpose somewhere between a Columbia and a Sony. I don't know how that works or doesn't work for Fox and Century 20, which is where my Alexander is, and my Benjamin, and my Daniele, and so on and so forth, my Anton. I'm from 19th century. Decade 7, year 8. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I see there's signs and symbols that somebody's got it. Somebody's working on something. Just acknowledging their acknowledgement. So we have a closed loop.